Alright, sorry about that. I was trying to stream to multiple platforms, but there have been some issues, so I'll try again. I guess I have to do a test. I'm just going to, okay, I have so many streaming options open, so let me actually, just give me a second. I'm just going to delete, I have to delete these live streams. So let's end this live stream. Yes. And how do I delete this? Okay, delete. Okay, I have to, okay, I think I'll leave this open for now and figure out to delete this later. How do I, oh, is that the delete button? Remove from your library, there we go. Delete. And I don't know how to delete Rumble. I have BitChute, Rumble stuff open. I was trying to do that. Okay, that's not. That's Rumble here. Okay, go live. And okay, so that's fine. Let me just check out BitChute. I think I already closed BitChute. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's get started. Sorry about that. It's really weird trying to do multiple streams. All right. So so in this tutorial, I'm going to provide a an update on my system build, which is the Ryzen 5600 GT. The G obviously stands for integrated graphics, and the AMD Instinct MI60 32 gig HBM2 memory GPU. So as you know, it's a server GPU, so it doesn't come with a cooling system. So what I had to do is I had to buy a shroud and put it on. The problem with the shroud is that it's really the fan, it's really loud. It was running at 15,000 RPM. Yes, you heard me right, 15,000 RPM. Of course, that's going to cool anything. Problem is, it sounds like a jet engine going off right in my the room I'm in right now. So that's where I do my work. So it's very loud, very annoying, and you think it like a jet engine is landing or taking off. Very loud. So so what I decided to do was, I have this Tesseract BF case. I got it, I think 2016. Yeah, 2016 is when I got it. So it was on my old workstation. So when I upgraded the workstation, I realized that originally that case came with one fan, but it had spots for up to 6 fans. So what I did was I bought 5 fans with the Thermalright fans. I don't know if they're here. Yeah, here. I bought 5 of the Thermalright TL S12 120 millimeter fans, and they were all very quiet. And I'll show you all the RPMs in a second. So everything was working well, and as you can see, the power supply I got is the Sama G850W watt. Well, it's an ATX 3.1. And so all the stuff I'm talking about was new, except obviously the GPU. The CPU is also new. It comes with the integrated graphics. The cooling was new. The case obviously is repurposed from the old the old workstation. And then the motherboard, I bought a used one. It's the MSI B550-A PRO series. So the reason I got it used was because I knew it would be a problem. The only thing is, it didn't come with a manual, but that's not a problem. It was pretty easy to figure out the ATX motherboard. So I plugged everything in, and then I didn't plug the GPU because I was waiting for the shroud. So when the shroud arrived, it looks like it was 3D printed. Arrived with the fan already on, because I didn't feel like trying to find a fan and jimmy it in there. I didn't even know what size it worked, so whoever printed out, he knew what type of fan, so it worked really well. I plugged it in. Now, when this is a review or an update. One of the viewers requested some raw com information, so I'm going to do all that today. All right. So when finally the GPU was hooked up, everything was working fine. I think I set it to 5,000 RPMs in the BIOS. That was really annoying. Not annoying, but it was still a little bit loud. I could hear it. It was kind of annoying me. When I dropped it down to about 4,000, that was much better. There was a hum, but it was tolerable. And then after a while, the hum becomes a little bit annoying, so I dropped it down to 3,500, 3,300, then 3,000, and I put my hand over just the outside, making sure I could feel there was no heat or anything, and that worked out pretty well. And then so then I about every week or so I've been dropping the RPMs, but I would like to fine tune it. So for example, like right now it's really very quiet, but the problem is because it's still running about more than 4 times, about 4 times more than the other fans, I can hear it. So what I decided to do is I decided to use a fan profile instead of setting it to a set RPM. So that way, because when it's on idle, obviously it doesn't do anything. And then, for example, when I'm doing stuff with Blender or FFmpeg, it ramps up, which is perfectly fine with that. The other thing as well, because it also uses the integrated graphics, so when those are used, it also ramps up a little bit. So that one needs probably a little fine tuning. All right. Now with that said, let's not waste too much time. I already wasted enough time trying to get the live streams all working. I will get it working. I'm gonna do a test, obviously off screen, and I'll get all of them. I'll make sure they all work. All right. So let's get. So it looks like the problem is with Odyssey, and the problem is with Odyssey. I got the Rumble one fine. Odyssey is the one that's a pain. I said I will fix that one. All right. So let's get, as I said here, let's get started here. I think I do have some notes. Oh yeah, I do. Okay. So first of all, let me show you my system. So don't worry about the only thing that's relevant here is going to be this one here, the LM sensors, and the Fedora documentation. That's the only relevance, but I'll go to them when we do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my current setup. Okay, so we go to System here, and we go to About for the hardware. And as you can see, if you don't really know, obviously I do run Starlink, of course. So this is wireless satellite internet. I'm running Fedora 42 Workstation Edition. It's obviously running on Wayland. I'll show you that in a second here. You can see it's the MicroStar International. If you didn't know what MSI stands for, it's MicroStar International. And the hardware model obviously is MS7C56 or MS-7C56. And you see my processor, AMD Ryzen 5600GT with Radeon graphics times 12. And the memory is 32 gigs of RAM. Okay, when I clicked on right here, System Details, it gives me more information. So for example, you can see, well, it's the same as before. So I'm running Wayland, and the Linux kernel I'm using is 6.16.8-200. So it says FC42 stands for Fedora 42. I'm obviously running a 64-bit system. I'm running GNOME. I think I already explained that. And the firmware is for the motherboard is A.H. I don't know if that's an O or 0. I guess that's a 0 because I don't see another 0 here. I'm guessing that's a 0. Yeah, that's a 0. That's not an O, that's a 0. So it's A.H0. Alright, so that's my system. It's working fine. Everything's working pretty well. So we don't need this anymore. So the only thing is it didn't come with the It didn't come with, I don't think it has Wi-Fi, does it? Bluetooth. It doesn't have Bluetooth. The Wi-Fi, this was a card I pulled out from the old Workstation. The irony is the old Workstation, it actually came with a Bluetooth. It was from 2011. The funny thing is this one, I guess they were trying to cut costs. Alright, so we're down here, proof that I do have ROCm installed, so I can type ROCm info. No, let me zoom out a little bit, zoom in too much. So there we go, and you can see it actually, I was kind of surprised. I thought it only worked with the dedicated GPU, but it also works with the integrated graphics. So as you can see here, ROCm info, the module is loaded here, and what else is here? So you can see the first one, agent 1 here, that's the integrated graphics. And you can see all the, the shader engines or whatever's been detected, etc. All here. Obviously the CPU is integrated, and you can see all this stuff here. The one you guys are more interested in is agent 2, and you see that one is, let me see what the name of this one. Oh, that's a weird name. The name is actually AMD Ryzen 5600GT with Radeon graphics. That's a long name. Agent 2, that's the dedicated one. That's the it says here GFX 906. So every time I see this somewhere, I know that's the dedicated one. See the agent 2, and as you can see here, you can see the clock. We'll check this out later in a different way, and you see it has all this extra stuff here. There was a memory as well. We'll figure that out. I'll show you that another place. And again, you can see GFX 9006. So that's the dedicated server grade GPU. All right. Now, so as I said, ROCm is installed. Let me clear the screen here. And then the other one is so whenever I type sensors. When I type sensors and press return, it would say that, for example, I'll type it right now, sensors. So you can see it actually detected the sensors. It wasn't detecting the sensors. Now I'll show you how to get it working. But as you can see here, I'm able to get all the sensors. You see all the fans. Now, if you notice, one of the weird things about these fans, 2 of them are a little bit high. It says there's 10 fans. I don't think there's 10 fans. Or I think one is for, no, that's not true. I already used it. It was for the, not air cooler, water cooler. But I'm already using that as well for something else. And one of the fans is obviously for the CPU fan. So they all come here. Now it's very clear that which one you can, from here, you don't even need to guess. You can tell which one is the CPU fan and which one is the GPU shroud. Obviously this one is the GPU shroud here. You can see it's running at 2536. Now the problem is in the BIOS, because the BIOS doesn't know about the GPU, I have to pick something in order to create a fan profile. So one was the CPU, which I didn't want to do because I know the CPU runs very, very hot. And the other one is something called MOS. I'm not sure what MOS stands for yet. I'll figure that out. So all of them, I set them to run as not the DC one, but the other one, because I knew that I'll be able to pick it up here if I ever got it working, which I did. And then you can see here, all the temperatures, and so as I said, so I was suspicious about some of these temperatures. I'll show you. I was actually able to get the from using some AMD tools. I was actually able to get the actual GPU temperature. Okay, so in order to do that, we have to use another tool, and that's ROCm-SMI. So the question that the subscriber requested is, he or she said, do you have ROCm -SMI. It says try ROCm-SMI set power overdrive. So I did some basically what that would do is you can set it to for example, like when it's on idle, you can set it to use lower watts. Obviously, when it's using lower wattage, it will not just use less power, but the fan won't have to be on, because by default it uses 300 watts. So if you drop it even 250, it's going to make a difference. However, I mean, I can still do that, which I might, but what I found out actually just today when I was doing something else is that the Linux automatically, or AMD, I guess in the kernel, they automatically regulate the wattage needed for the GPU. So but if you want to use the set power overdrive, I can show you how to do that. And now let me clear this again. So you just type ROCm -SMI or ROC. Let me zoom in a little bit here so you guys can see. ROCm-SMI space, and then 2 hyphens, and then I type show power. So then I'm going to zoom out here. So as you can see, according to this, GP0, it's using 20 watts, and the GP1 is using 33 watts. Now that's for the graphics. Now that one is kind of iffy. We already know that the dedicated one uses 300 watts. So this doesn't make any sense. If there's a kilowatt, that would probably make more sense. So that no, not kilowatt. That's crazy. Yeah. So this one is I don't know where it's getting that from. Maybe just for the sensors, because that's clearly not correct. It should be more than that. However, we're not going to give up yet. So there are other commands we can run. So so this is I'm just going to paste the command here. I'm going to make sure it's in double quotes so I don't press return by any. So there's oh, you know what? I just realized that's actually pretty dumb. Should actually open up a text editor and show you. So what the subscriber requested, he suggested, is I run this command, ROCm-SMI set power overdrive. Now I can't simply just run this command, because when I did some investigation, I found out that you obviously you have to run it as a sudo super user first of all. So I would have to run it like this, sudo, but that part is not so important, and -d. Then I have to grab the GPU, and then I can put set overdrive and the number of watts I want to set it to. So I was going to investigate doing it this way. Then I found a better command. When I was actually researching that, I found a better command where you can actually set the fan speed for GPU. So to set the fan speed, you run this command instead. Ooh, Fedora user. Hey, hi, Bryce Brockman. Okay, yeah. So are you going to upgrade to Fedora 43 when it comes out? I usually wait about a week to a month before I upgrade. Yeah, so this is the command you run to set the fan speed. So for example, you can so the value for the level is between 0 and 255. So if you set it to 128, that's 50%. So so this is one way you can set it for the GPU. Now, if you remember, I don't think this will work because remember the GPU doesn't come with a cooling fan. It's a shroud. So, however, this will help people who have obviously AMD GPUs. However, for my particular use case, I can't use this because I said the dedicated GPU doesn't it didn't come with a cooling system. I'm using a fan shroud, so I have to control the fan shroud in a different way. But that's a command you would run. All right, so we're down here. Since the power on didn't work, we can also see the clock. Let's see here. Show clocks. So from here, you can easily tell which one is. Yeah, it always gives this error message when you do show clocks. I don't know why. I think it's a bug. AMD, if you guys are watching this, fix this bug. All right. So when I run this command, as you can see, I got this. It's only for, if you notice one very interesting thing, it's only for GPU 0. So we can tell that GPU 0 is clearly the integrated graphics, right? Because first of all, it has a PCI clock level and all this. So clearly this is the, what do you call it? This is the integrated graphics. Remember, we have two of them. So it should be showing us, oh, I think maybe this is becoming, this might be because it can't find the GP1 information. Okay, so maybe AMD is not at fault here. But there we go. Now, if you want to see the temperature, I'll show you how to do that. So let's clear this. So you can type rock SMI show temp. And you see this one will show us the temperatures. Now I said I am a little bit skeptical here because now we're using two different tools, and they are telling me that the GPU 0 is 45, 46, 44. That's probably correct for the integrated graphics because and then for the GP1, that's our dedicated one, you see there's only one and it says it's 36. So that one has me, really? It's really running at 36? That's a little bit suspect. However, that could actually be true because remember, I have all the fans, including the fan shroud blowing right through it. So, and when I put my hand at the back or on the side, it's actually pretty cool. So that could be correct. And what else? There's also, we did show temperature. What's the other one we did? Oh yeah, show clocks. So there's you can also do show fan. And you see here, this is how we can tell which one is the dedicated one. So the 00, obviously that's the integrated graphics. You see the fan level is set to 37 or 15%. The RPM is set to 0 because it doesn't have it's integrated. There's no RPM. It relies on the CPU fan to cool itself. And then the GP1, you see it's not supported. So this is how we know that GP1 is the dedicated one. So, and then the other one is, did I do the show power? Oh yeah, I did show power. And that's the fan. So if you want to see how if you want to see all this running at the same time, you can use the watch command. Let me clear this and I'll show that to you guys. So paste here. So what this does is it will automatically go on its own without you doing anything. It will show what the power is, obviously the temperature. So when something happens, these values will change. Why did it? What was this up here? That was weird. Yeah. So obviously nothing is happening right now. Oh, yeah, you see it did change here. You see this temperature here. This one did change. So for example, if I open up something that is pretty heavy, you will see this go up. So for example, I'm going to open up Blender and just watch it. So I'm going to open up Blender. I'll put Blender here and you see the temperature changed to 36. So if I actually do something like if I go to the shading tab. It's actually pretty stable there, so that's nice. I guess because I'm not doing anything. Let's actually go to the workspace. Oh, it's on its best behavior. Okay. Normally, oh, look at the power consumption of this guy. Yeah, normally it's normally this would shoot up a little bit, but that's actually really nice. That actually bodes well for me because that will let me do some pretty interesting things. I'll show that to you in a second. Or maybe because it's night and cool in here. I'm really surprised that these guys didn't shoot up even a little bit. But that's it. So that's Blender. Close that. And let's open up the, do I need to do the tasks? No, I don't need to do that. Okay, so so once, or let me open up another tab. We'll come back to this tab, don't worry. So here I am, let me bring this up. All right, so if I type, so the module is called NCT6683. So just type list mod for list the mods. Obviously, when you do that, it's going to list all the modules. Let me zoom out a little bit. So you see, this is you have to go find which one you want. So a much better way is just to grep. So just pipe it into grep. And we search for NCT6683. And you see it's found it here. So it's loaded. So all I did was I just did a sudo mod probe. Sudo mod probe. And then I typed NCT6683. That's all I did. And then just like magic, I was able, when I typed sensors, we typed sensors, and then the sensors finally were able to register for the fans, because I wasn't able to get, the sensors weren't working. So for example, when I typed sensor detect or anything like that, it would not find them. I believe it's called sensors detect. The name might be wrong. Oh, you have to be root, so okay, let's type sudo. Yeah, so let me zoom out a little bit. So as you can see, the kernel, the AMD. So when I run this, it just run this. So remember, most of the sensors are built for consumer grade GPUs. Clearly, I'm not. This is not a consumer grade GPU, but I see it always says this. Either your system has no sensors or they're not supported. So this is what I was getting. So this is basically useless for me. However, the sensors detect always, that's the answer I always got. It always told me, oh, there's no sensors. However, what I did was, once I did the mob probe, I was able to, when I touched the sensors, it was able to detect the sensors for the fans. That's important because then I wanted to, obviously I could run fan control from the command line. As you guys saw the commands, I didn't want to do that. So I found a program. I'll show you how I found it. It's actually on. And then in the search, I just typed fan control. And as you can see, there's two programs you can use to control your fans. Obviously, this one is for your NVIDIA card, which I do not have. I have AMD card. So this is the one, fan control here, and this is a GUI. And however, due to the way, I don't know if it's AMD or MSI of course, it gives you the instructions on how to set the fan to set the fan speed. So there we go. I was a little bit concerned because the first time I saw this program, it looked like it hasn't been updated in a while. For example, if we go to their, let me copy this. Where can I copy that? Oh, I guess I have to. If we go to their website here, let's open up here. Yeah, you see, oh, 2 months ago. Okay. I hadn't checked up on this program in a while, so there's a flat pack version and etc. So okay, so that's fantastic. As I said, it worked fine for me. No issues. Obviously, I'm not controlling the fans yet. I just wanted a visual way to see the fans, so I'll know what they are, and then I can set them in the BIOS. So doing this, I can actually close this. So I'm gonna open up that application. Oh, I could have opened up there. I don't know why I didn't. Okay. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to show you guys. Why can't I? There we go. So you see it says that modifying the fan sensor values is not possible for a normal user on Linux by default. This is why this app uses UDEV rules, which allow the normal user to access sensors without admin privilege. Remember, some of the commands I had to type sudo. That's the to run some of the admin privileges. So, however, we can't install these rules automatically within Flatpak. Remember, this is a Flatpak application. I could build it myself, but I don't want to. I like the Flatpak because it will auto update when there's a new version. If I build it myself, then when there's an update, as you can see here, the last update, last release was in March of 2025. So let's say that a new one comes up, I would need now to recompile it. So I don't feel like doing that because I might also forget. So however we can't install these rules automatically with Flatpak. You can install them with this command. So basically just download them and you put those rules in your /etc/udev folder, rules folder, rules.d, and then you can have the udev admin control and triggered, and then that way this will work, and it also gives instructions for SteamOS as well. So as I said, for now I'm pretty happy with the way this works, so I'll just put remind me later. Alright, so as you can see, I was able to get some thermostats for the temperature and also the fan speed. So as I said, you can easily tell which fan is which. What fan does what. So as I said before, it's pretty clear. This one here is the CPU fan, and then for example, this one is 2531 or basically just above 2500. That is the one for the GPU. What can I do? Obviously, and I'm actually surprised with this temperature. And right now it's actually quiet. Wow, it's absolutely quiet. The reason I'm surprised is because normally there will be something. So it looks like I can actually go lower. So I think what I'll do is tomorrow I'm gonna try to go to. Well, the problem I don't like about the way MSI, you can't type in a value in the BIOS. You have to like drag with the mouse, and it's very clanky too. It's not as smooth. So looks like I definitely go lower, probably maybe even 2000 or below. So that should be pretty nice. Actually, I'm very happy with the way it is working right now. So yeah, that's very, 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 very nice. And you can see the RPMs for the other fans. I don't know what these ones are because I don't know what I don't know why these ones are. They're being detected, but for some reason I don't know what those ones are. Or they say 0 RPM. Yeah, I don't know, because I know I have, as I said, for 6 of the 120 millimeter fans, I know there's a fan shroud, so that makes it 7, and obviously there's a CPU, but the CPU fan, so that makes it 8. However, as you can see, it claims there are more, but the motherboard doesn't have it, unless there's something I missed. Yeah, I don't know what those are. or maybe they're like auxiliary. Maybe they're like on the premium version of the motherboard. You get those ones, but on the, I guess, the budget one, they're disabled. Could be. All right, so that's basically what I want to show you guys. Like, is that the GPU is working very well. I've also decided to go away from. I'm testing something new. I should tell you guys, I had some drama with SD Next. I was trying to install the video, and it was really getting on my nerves. So what it will do is, when you get a model for the video, it puts it in the in RAM. So here's the problem with the RAM. Let me open up the settings again so you guys can. No, not settings. It's task. The monitor, system monitor. I'll tell you what the problem is right here. I'll tell you what the problem is putting the model in RAM. So as you can see, if you guys saw, I have 32 gigs of RAM. Okay, but I don't really have 32 gigs of RAM, usable RAM, and here's why. So the integrated graphics uses it uses up to 4 gigs of that RAM. So meaning that right off the bat, it's really 48 gigs. No, sorry, 28 gigs. Okay, and then of those 28 gigs, as you can see, when you have some applications and whatever, so you might say, wait, 8 gigs is a lot. Now remember, so 4 of that is used by the, what do you call it? Is reserved for the integrated graphics. So there's only really 28. And then when you're running some applications like I am right now, I have some browsers open, I have OBS and all that, and so that uses that about 4 gigs or so. So that's about right. And then of course, yeah. So basically, starting out is, as you can see right here, about 30% is gone, is what I'm trying to say. So I only have really 70% of the memory, and then it's loading it in there. So I found a way to offload it to the GPU, and it also filled it up. So I think it's either not optimized, and the funny thing is, Comfy UI, people who have something like 8 gigs of GPU VRAM were able to get video working. So I'm thinking, okay, I have 32 gigs of VRAM, and I have 22, 23 gigs of thememory, so I shouldn't have any problems running. I already installed Coffee UI. There's a video, there's a tutorial coming up pretty soon. I think not tomorrow. I think it's the day after tomorrow. So I'll have that for you guys. All right. Anything else? No, I'm pretty good with that. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. As I said, so this is just a quick update to show you that everything is working fine. I'm very happy with the way it's working. Once in a while, when I want things quiet, the humming for the what do you call it? The humming for this fan, where is it? This one here, kind of irritates me because I like quiet. Now, some people will call me a hypocrite because when the old workstation was on its last legs, it was making a lot of noise. Yes, that's true. I won't lie, but I do like it quiet. So I don't know if you guys can hear it because I guess there's a pop filter, but yeah, you can hear it spinning. So I'm saying I'd like to get it down. I think 2000 should be perfect. Or maybe I'll complain then, but I think even right now I'm relatively happy with it, so it's fine. I'll tell you why the little spinning noise annoys me is because when I first moved into here, there was an infestation of cluster flies, so that noise really got to me. And because if you don't know what cluster flies are, the flies, they somehow manage to get into your house and they go to the window and they cluster there, and they're really annoying. because if you kill them, they release a scent that attracts even more of them. So I just vacuum them out, and thank goodness I haven't had a problem with them since. Okay, so yeah, so that's basically it for today's tutorial. The Blender and AI stuff, I said I will get into that when we actually do Blender and AI. So right now it's just I said I'll move away from SDNext and try Comfy UI. Hopefully I can make some videos with that. From what I understand, it also has an API you can hook it straight into Blender. So we'll try that. Yeah, so there's a preview. Let's go to Jumbo.com here. What else did I talk about here? Oh, that's what I was comparing. That's crazy. So if we go here, see what topics are coming up. Yeah, so we have the Blender tutorial tomorrow. We have the HTML5 after that, PHP, and Comfy UI. There we go. So it's going to be, 1st of October, we'll do the Comfy UI. So yeah, so there we go. It's coming up about four days from now. Yeah, 4 days from now. Yeah, 4 days from now. So we'll do a Comfy UI. And yeah, so as you can see here, everything's working pretty well. There's no issues. And if for some of you who are wondering about Starlink internet, it works pretty fine. Right now it's at night, and you see I'm actually using it. There's no issues. Latency is actually pretty good. I can actually show you on my phone. I'll open up the Starlink app. Where's Starlink? Starlink, here we go. Statistics. So there we go. That's the latest stuff. I don't know if you guys can see that. You can see the latency. It's I think 20 something seconds. Okay, so I'll read it to you. So it says ping success 99.6% in the last 15 minutes. Latency is 25 milliseconds in the last 15 minutes. That's a medium. Average power draw is 42 watts in the last 15 minutes. Throughput, I'm not downloading anything, so there's nothing there. And yeah, it's been pretty rock solid, surprisingly. Yeah, I had some storms in the past, of some heavy rainstorms. No rain so far. It hasn't really rained here, so I'm still experiencing a little bit of a drought. But when I had them in the previous years, no problem. It's like a workhorse. All right, so I think that's it. Yeah, if you guys don't have any questions, I'm just going to end this. This was just a fun one. I didn't even bother writing an article. I just want to do a quick update. And also because I felt bad because I promised that subscriber that I would get back to him about the set power overdrive. So I said I found a workaround. I'm happy with that workaround. And if you're interested in the fans, I'll show you guys the fans as well. So let me just open up another one here. Just something simple here. So as you can see, this is how my 120 millimeter fan case fans are. I put one in the fan, one in the front. That pulls cool air into the case, because the case in the front has a little holes, so it's able to obviously pull air in that way as well. And then on the top, there's two of them. So those are exhaust ones which push hot air out of the case. And then in the rear, there's one. That's the one that came with the case. When I had my old workstation, I only had one fan, and that was the one there. That helps remove hot air from the inside. And then on the side, there are two intake targeted airflow. Those will likely direct cool airflow towards the GPU, because that's where they're actually located, that's about the part where the GPU is, so I'll hope cool it down as well. And all of them I said 120 millimeter fans. So this one, the one in the rear, that was the one that came with the case. And these are the 5 of them. Yeah, 5 of them. Those are the ones I bought. Those are the, what's the name of that company again? Thermalright. This one, 5 times Thermalright. TLS12 and 20 millimeter fans. So what does this mean for cooling the MI60? As you can see here, the front side intakes bring in plenty of fresh, cool air directly into the GPU. And in case you're wondering, of course, I took the opportunity to obviously clean the case as well, because when I was in the condo in Toronto, obviously things were pretty clean. I think I cleaned it every 2-3 months. But then when I moved out, I stayed in a hotel. But then I rented a place, an office. That office was a little bit, it was okay. I cleaned it as much as I could. But by the time I left, the new tenant wanted to get in early, which I allowed them to do, and they put a lot of dust. So I'm guessing a little dust. And then when I came here, I stayed with my nieces. I was in the basement, and that one was a carpet, and pick up a lot of stuff, and then I didn't have a time to clean it until just when I upgraded the system. Okay, so what else? When we're here, top fans, we talked about that. Talked about the side fans, helpful for the GPU since they can push airflow directly into the card shroud and VRAM. Okay. Oh, this reminded me of something. Remember I told you guys when I got the memory it was bent because they actually shoved it. Actually, the funny thing is the GPU and the memory, the RAM, it was actually shoved into the mailbox. So both of them were slightly bent, but the GPU seems to be pretty sturdy. There wasn't a problem. The memory, I had to, I did have to bend it, but I think it gave me a few problems. But it's in the beginning. But once I changed the slots, it's been rock solid. And one of the reasons I thought things were going on was wrong was because when I plugged in the GPU, it was so loud. So I thought I'd messed something up, but it wasn't. It was simply I didn't realize as I said, the shroud fan is 15,000 RPM. Yes, you heard me right. 15,000 RPM, extremely loud. Okay, so is that enough to lower the fan shroud RPM below 3,000? Obviously yes, and you see I have proof. Like the motherboard, the computer hasn't melted. It's perfectly fine. As you can see, the temperatures, the airflow setup supports good cooling for the MI60. Now, obviously, I did read somewhere that you can try to go without having without the shroud. However, I would not recommend that because the first time you plug in the GPU, it will get hot like really instantly. So I was glad that I actually got the GPU fan shroud. What I'm trying to say is that even when I open the case to check something, because obviously when I open it from the side, so 2 fans basically are out of commission when I do that, because I have to get inside. Yeah, you can feel it would start heating up. So I would definitely get a shroud. I definitely recommend it. Now the good thing is you don't have to run it at 15,000 RPMs. You can run it obviously lower than that. Okay, so heavier workloads. So what I'm going to do is, what is that sound? Oh great, Beetle came in. It's hitting the net. I guess it's cold. I'll take care of it in a second. Obviously, without saying, you should keep the temperature, keep an eye on temperatures during the heavier loads just to be safe. And I showed you guys how to do that. You can simply run this. Where is the terminal? You can run the watch command, and as you can see here, you can simply watch. Remember, where is GP1? And as you can see, the temperatures are perfectly fine, and that's great. What else? Where were we here? And quick tips for best cooling efficiency: make sure the intake fans front side are unobstructed, dust filter is clean, and cables managed. So as I said before, I took the opportunity to clean the case. I used what did I use? I used a damp cloth, and then because there was some dust. When the dust went, then I put obviously, because it's like it's metal, plastic, and whatever. Then I made sure it was dry. Some parts I just rubbed it gently with some alcohol, and that was fine. What else? Check fan direction, intakes pushing air. I said, yeah, that's done. Maintain positive and neutral pressure. Slightly more intake than exhaust helps reduce the heat buildup. If your side fans are adjustable speed, you can tweak those to increase the GPU airflow on demand. So I haven't had a chance to do that. That's one thing I might do if things get if things heat up too much. But I'm saying that I liked the fan profile I created where it ramps up. So for example, just when I started this live stream, it was ramping up a little bit, but then it's been pretty quiet since. So there we go. So that's the end here, and again you can check the power here and temperatures, or you can also go up here to the sensors, and we can see it's still running. It's pretty consistent, 25, just over 2500. So as I said, tomorrow I'm going to drop this down to 2200, and I will see how that goes. The reason I'm dropping it down is, as I said, because of it's the noise. It's quiet enough. I mean, I can live with this, but I know it's a new system, right? So yeah, I like quiet. I mean, that's why I'm here in this rural area. It's quiet, and that's what I want. Okay, so let's finish this up. So that's basically it. Again, quick reminder that I'm going to have a live stream at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Simply just go to jambo.com, and I said we're going to do the low poly glass bottle blender Python API. And yeah, and then hopefully you guys will join me when you do the Comfy UI as well. And with that said, I am going to end this video. I hope you guys, if you have any chat requests, let me know. And for Bryce Brockman, if you're still watching, I hope you do subscribe, like, and follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. With that said, guys, I'm going to let you go. Good night. See you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Bye now. Oh, I didn't record.